We go? I do believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. It's always a dear pleasure having you here in these moments, having you here for our considerations on what work is. That was at least what we had a conversation about in the vertical stream. What is work? Right? Reframing in each and every single one of our lives what work is to us. I was sharing that I've been having this experience where it feels like there are more things in life to me that feel like work. However, despite it feeling like work, I do not see it as a bad thing. Hey, Joy Vive. Right? Because yes, it's work, but at the same time, I'm enjoying doing it. Right? I am making something happen with it. I am learning skills because of it. I am being empowered with it. All right, seeing work as a means to an end in that way as well. Are we so back? We are so back, Connor, right here and again. So, this conversation of what work is and how work looks like to each and every single one of us then transitioned into having the conversation about what work looks like to you, right? Acknowledging that when I think about work and all of the things that I would write, if I had like a little list, my work list, and I had to write my little list of things that I consider work down, my list will differ from yours. Hi again, bros and friends. Hey again, Xiao. It's nice having you here too. Our lists would differ, right? What work is. And then we had the conversation about credit, right? And credit cards. And how it seems that the current rules that the world is following is make money. That seems to be the goal. That seems to be the objective as it relates to work, right? All of us are doing work to make money. And then there exists such a thing as a credit card, which allows you to access the money without the work, at least immediately, right? You'll still have to work afterwards to give back the money or whatever, but it has completely changed our entire idea of what work is and what work is valued and what we're working for, right? The fact that some people right now are working for the fact that they have to be paying a certain amount on their credit card back. Otherwise, they'll lose the things they bought with said credit card. It's a radically different way of working, right? And I'm not saying that is bad necessarily, right? I'm not here to project my own belief when it comes to, finances, but that seems to be something that more and more people are being pushed into, right? It's a kind of gamble. It's a kind of gamble to get the thing you want right now, and hopefully this thing will facilitate you being okay, being able to earn more income in the future. And then maybe the fact that you have a credit card that is accruing interest won't be that big of a deal. All right. And then we talked about how deep that goes. Wondering if I should do that too, right? If I should get a credit card as well. Because I might be a hard worker. I might be, and I consider myself a hard worker, right? Let's say I'm a hard worker. And with all of my hard work, 5 years down the line, if I want to buy a car or a house, I won't be allowed to, or at least I won't be allowed to get a loan because I don't have a credit score. And the only way for me to get a good credit score is to have a credit card and, show people that I am credit worthy, or what's that other word? That I pay my debts back. Yeah. as such. And it's weird, right? Because a part of my work feels like not earning debt, right? Like if I had to look back, I'd be like, oh, I worked so hard to not have debt. And then that working hard to not have something, my reward is having less in the future, which seems just as absurd, right? It seems like my work is being changed no matter how I look at it. I love debt. It's my favorite. Jeez. It's so common to be living on borrowed time in Americas. Yeah. Taking from the future generations, right? Taking so much from the future generations. Credit cards used to have reasonable interest rates, but we live in a society where it doesn't, I'm guessing. It's the rest of that sentence. Yep. Your debt as a collective country is sold. Did you know that? People can buy your debt. And I think your debt is amongst the most valuable. Hey Google, who has the most valuable debt in the world right now? The highest debt worldwide is the US. I didn't know that. As the world's largest economy, the US debt pile continues to balloon, accounting for 34.6% of the world's total government debt. There is $1.2 trillion of debt. I was trying for a second there to imagine what that number means, and my brain is like, nope. Actually, no. Let's not think what $102 trillion of debt means. Let's just look away. Let's just continue working. Yeah, we're back on it. We're back on the stream topic. That is so wild. The more you know. I love the feds pumping and dumping like a crypto scam coin. Yeah, the good old feds. Hey Google, what does the Fed do for South Africa? Actually, let's ask. Monetary policy. Do we have a? I think we have the equivalent of a Fed here as well. Let's talk to another language model. Does South Africa have the equivalent of a Fed? F-E-D. Yes, South Africa's central bank, the South African Reserve Bank, or SARB, reserves a role similar to that of the Federal Reserve in the United States. Established in 1921, the SARB is responsible for formulating and implementing monetary policy, issuing banknotes and coins, supervising the financial services sector, and ensuring the effective functioning of the national payment system. SARB operates independently and does not necessarily follow the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions. For instance, the SARB governor, Lesetja Kaganyogo, has emphasized that the African Central Bank has the freedom to adjust monetary policy without having to follow the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes. In summary, while the SARB functions as the African Central Bank in policy. Okay. What is the interest rates as it is set by SARB right now? Is it better or worse than the set rates by the Fed? As of January, that's today, the SARB has set a benchmark repurchase repo rate of 7.75%. A Reuters poll conducted on January 23rd anticipates that SIRB will reduce the rate by 25 basis points to 7.5%, meaning during its meeting on January 30th. So that's tomorrow. In comparison, the US federal funds rate is currently in the range of 4.25% to 4.5%. The Federal Reserve is expecting to maintain the rate in its upcoming meeting, with analysts predicting a cautious approach to the future rate adjustments due to economic uncertainties. When comparing these rates, SIRB's repo rate is higher than the federal funds rate. However, determining if one rate is better or worse depending on various factors, including each country's economic conditions, inflation rates, monetary policy objectives. Tell me a little bit about South Africa's currency inflation rates. How much money are we printing a year right now? How much money is being printed? How much? Let's see. As of December 2024, South Africa's annual inflation rate stood at 3%, a slight increase from 2.9% in November. This rate remains below the South African Reserve Bank preferred midpoint target of 4.5%. They have a target of 4.5%? Interesting. Regarding the money supply, the M2 aggregate, which includes cash, checking deposits, and easily convertible near money, has reported at 2.4 billion US dollars in November 2024, an increase from a decrease from October, from not 246 billion, and now it's 200, or it used to be 248. It's important to note that the SIRB doesn't print money in the traditional sense to manage the economy. Instead, it employs various monetary policy tools to influence money supply and achieve its inflation targets. I wonder what ChatGPT says. Why is there an inflation target? See if it has a good answer. If it doesn't have a good answer, then we know what to do. In summary, the previous one, in summary, the average rate is below. Yeah. Central banks, such as the SIRB, establish inflation targets to maintain price stability within the economy. Is that why? Oh, yeah, it's maintaining price stability. Why is everything getting more expensive? Clearly, the prices are not stable. Internal screaming gets louder. Okay. By setting a specific rate, inflation rate, often around 2%, central banks aim to prevent both excess inflation and deflation. This approach helps anchor public expectations, ensuring that individuals and businesses can make long-term financial decisions with greater confidence. Moreover, a clear inflation target enhances the transparency and accountability of monetary policy. No, it doesn't. You telling people you can only print this much money doesn't mean they're suddenly going to not print money. Still just as intransparent, and the accountability is not of a monetary policy. As the central bank's objectives and actions become more predictable to the public, yeah, I guess we can predict that they'll devalue our currency. In South Africa, the SIRB utilizes an inflation target framework to guide its monetary policy, striving to keep inflation within a predetermined range to foster economic stability. From my perspective, the economy hasn't been very stable, and literally everything in my life has not stayed price stable. So by that definition, at least, it's not working, these inflation targets. You know, we're talking about work today specifically, and the value of work and how we see work and how every single person in the world does different work, and all of us are trying to earn the same money. And they're, like, as you said, they're inflating our money, which makes our work, the work we did today, less valuable by 2 to 3 to 4% every single year. And like, it kind of shocks me a little bit. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? How are we supposed to How are we supposed to change? How are we supposed to work if that's the case? Reasonable rates. Glad to know you guys are dealing with the same BS. I'm sure there are a little more to be careful of. Yeah, it's true. How do you think they will deal with this when AI boom comes? They're not gonna know how to, is the answer. Right? AI is gonna change things so radically that we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board in many ways. I understand your concerns about the erosion of purchasing power due to inflation and its impact on the value of your work. Inflation, even at moderate levels, can diminish the real value of earnings, making it challenging to maintain your standard of living. Here are some strategies to help mitigate the effects of inflation on your personal finances. First advice is, have you considered investing in inflation resistant assets? I have considered that. Thank you. That's great advice. Find out how blockchain works. Find out why Bitcoin is good for us, right? I hate the fact that it's still technically a part of the capitalist system, and especially now it's being made a part of governments and banks as well. But at least you cannot make more of it. It's inflation resistant at least. Enhancing your skills and educations. I've been trying. Believe you me, I'm not getting paid more because I have more skills and education technical. I'm still being paid South African wages. Advocate for regular salary reviews. I don't get paid a salary. Maintain a budget and manage expenses. Oh, it's my fault. Okay, great. Yes, we love that. Consider alternative income streams. Have you considered earning more money? Oh, your money is getting worthless? Have you considered making more of it? Stay informed and seek professional advice. Yeah, I need some professional advice after hearing some bullshit like that. Someone get me some professional advice. Yeah, just like even the GPTs are like, yo, bro, have you tried grinding harder? Just grind a little bit harder, bro. just do it though. Just grind. Come here, you sweetie. Come here, Swedish. Yeah, artificial intelligence. You don't know what that is, do you, you sweet creature? You don't even know what an artificial intelligence is. All you know is eating. That's all you know. And maybe playing some games with other doggos. You know that too. You know laying down on soft bed. He really knows how to do that. I don't know if he's gonna be doing any work on the farm. He's a scaredy cat as well. But he's being given a home. He's being given food. All right. Why can we manage that for dogs, but we can't manage that for people? As a collective species, right? Taking care of ourselves like pets in that way. Like we as humanity are an organism, and people are our pets. Such a fucking strange thing to say, but yes. And we should take good care of our pets. I've lived the grind and hustle lifestyle for 10 years. Wouldn't recommend. Yeah. Taking deep breath with you. I celebrate all of the work that you've done, Jovan. I celebrate you. It's a baby. Yeah. Yeah. The grind and hustle lifestyle. My mind wants to joke and say I still have like 5 years of catching up to do, 6 years of catching up to do. Work. MeltMore, what's the first step of yoga? Sure. Do you mean if you want to start practicing, Nisha? The first step of yoga is getting on your yoga mat. It's just getting on your yoga mat. That's the first step. That makes it a lot easier. And then the step after that is, I guess, becoming aware of your body and your breath. And the step after that is just showing up for your practice, right? Showing up for each pose that you want to do. And taking it first step by first step. Giving him beard scratches. Focus on your breath. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Good first step. Jovan being a yogini. Yeah, you can ask Jovan too, technically, Nisha. There's yogi and yogini. You know, both of us can give you some advice. Little floppy ears. Little baby. Part of me wants to get up and go and fetch my Dynavap. Part of me left it away from me intentionally. But my sinuses keep... And I want to not feel that way. Right? It feels like you just woke up and you have that low hum, still like headache, and your eyes are still puffy. That's what it feels like nonstop. The doggos are gonna be cutie patooties. Don't you want to be cutie patooties? Play, play, play. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Keep playing right here for the people. I'll be back. Spiel, spiel, spiel for the people. Yes, spiel, spiel. No, follow me. You should spiel, spiel. La 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 la. La la la. Show up for yourself. That's always a good first step. That's beautifully put. Showing up for yourself is always the first step. There is only so much we can do, especially when it comes to the choices and actions of others. So it becomes even more important that we apply focus to the choices we make as ourselves. Right? Bringing it back to today's stream topic is like work. It's your work. Right? Your yoga practice is going to be your work to do. And nobody else can do that work for you. Right? You can unfortunately not outsource that work, the work that is your yoga. But when you start doing that work, it'll pay dividends, right? It'll be rewarding in ways that you could not have imagined. Yes. My sinuses, I don't know if they're adding to the extreme. They probably are making some dust here next to me. Yeah, being a human body. Who thought this is a good idea? Being a human body is a lot, yo. Yes, and this is a lot of information always. And then to have sinus and like have the information be not good. You know what I mean? gets on top of me to get on top of Pippi. What are you doing? You play. It's your playfuls. It's your playfuls. Wow, it's so playful. All of us are playing. Guys, if I'm already slim, can I do yoga or not? You don't do yoga to lose weight necessarily. I think yoga can help you lose weight if that is your objective. But yoga is something you do, in the words of my teaching, to unite with yourself. Right? That there is so many aspects to our beingness, you know? And in yoga, we try and simplify it down to breath, down to presence, mindfulness, and then also movement, right? The asanas. And in that way, yoga, technically, or at least the part of yoga that is the movement, that is the exercise, is a small part of the whole that is yoga. Right? And practicing yoga in that way isn't something you do just for the exercise, just for the weight loss potential. But it is something that you do because it's good for you, all right? Mind, body, and spirit. It unites you as you come onto your mat with mindfulness, as you breathe, as you move, right? And it strengthens you more than anything. At least in my personal practice, you get to notice how you are weak in certain ways. And then you keep showing up for your practice day after day, and then you become strong in certain ways. And you get to have that experience directly. Right? It's yours to have. And all that you have to do is practice. And then you can have that experience. Get Pippi. We're gonna get a Pippi. We're getting her. Yeah, we're getting her. Yeah. Getting her. The creatures. The creatures. Started typing, erased everything because Melt's faster at saying it. Love to you. Thank you. Yogini Zhao. You can type your fractal too, you know. You saying what I'm saying gives both of our sayings more credence. My freaking sinuses. Ah! 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 Oh, it's driving me insane. It itches. Right? Like I can feel whatever my sinuses is not happy about. Oh, like I'm gonna lose my mind. I need to say goodbye, I think. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's the dogs creating dust here next to me, but it's not. It's not. I'm losing my mind. This is not fun. I thought the bud would help. It didn't. It didn't help. Love is true. Do the work. It'll serve you, I promise. Might not always be easy. You might not always have the ideal space. You might not always feel the ideal way. But as you show up day after day, reality will change. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me again. It's always a dear pleasure having you here for these moments. See you soon. Tomorrow. Oh, Zano, I'm just saying goodbye. Love you, dear friend. See you again tomorrow. Bye, friends. So much love to you.